Hey guys, I'm Morthadon and we are back for Black Clover. Nope. Boruto, episode 252. I don't know why I did that. It's been a while since I made that mistake. Uh, but yeah, Boruto, episode 252. We are back, guys. Just so you know, real quick announcement, I do have a Discord now. So if you guys are interested in all at hanging out, chatting, whatever, it's mainly just for us to talk about shows, really anything in general. It doesn't have to be just shows if you want to talk about whatever you want, as long as it's, safe for work, right? And not mean stuff, pretty much. But yeah, check it out. Links in the description below. And I also have a video where I talk about it a bit more. It's really not that much. It's like a few minute long video or whatever. But if you want to look at that, check out my channel. It's somewhere on there. So yeah. With that out of the way, last episode we had Boruto kind of continuing his discovery, because we kind of like left it hanging on Boruto finding out about Ikada, right? And then last episode we really went back to Boruto and saw him freaking out about it and everything. And now he wants to stop this war because he doesn't want, Ikada, who he sees as a friend, to fight his other friends, right? Makes sense. But the realistic side of him being able to stop a war with the power of friendship, essentially, well, this is anime, so it'll probably work. uh, but yeah, I think the first step is he's gonna go talk to Chojuro, but then Chojuro isn't gonna be able to stop this, right? If Chojuro doesn't fight back, they're just gonna get, their village is gonna get, everyone's gonna get killed. So I think the next step after going to talk to Chojuro is getting permission from Chojuro to go talk to Ikada and try to stop it that way. But we'll see what happens. So let's get started, shall we? All right, we're starting here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. I really need to go wash my glasses under some, like, water or something. I keep trying to clean it with the cloth, but there's always these little splotches that just don't come up. Hmm. It's a nice sentiment on a one-on-one fight, but not as easy to just not fight back when it's a war, right? But I guess if you can convince one of the leaders, then maybe? Even still, I talked about it in the discussion of last episode, that even if he convinces Ikada, I don't know if Arami is ever going to listen to any kind of reason. No one wants to help. Hey! Yeah, it's the mentor of Ikada. Alright, well. Last time they borrowed a ship from someone, the poor old guy got killed. I hope that doesn't happen again. Remember that drunk guy that was like drinking out of his thingamajig while they were driving? I heard the news about Boruto going on a break. So instead of doing, I believe they caught up to the manga again, and then um, rather than doing filler arcs like these, they chose to go on a break, which honestly I'm happy about because I mean, you guys know I've talked about this arc. This hasn't been my favorite arc, and if this is the kind of stuff they're like producing on the in-between time, I'd rather just have a break and go watch some other shows and then come back to this when they have like the good stuff, right? So, I'm kind of glad they're doing that. Not that it's going to affect me much because I think they're going to be back before I even catch up anyway. Hmm. Alright. The question is, what are you gonna do about Arami there, Boruto? I mean, I guess maybe you and Ikada could then fight Arami and then probably win, take control of the Finado and retreat. Is that a boat with a shield around it? Is that what I'm seeing? One hell of a storm. Oh shit! Is this a jutsu? That boat turned quick. He is just a lot like his dad, just head on. Jeez. It's like, the water looks crazy. It's like a mix of like 3D and 2D, it felt like. Doesn't mention he's sorry. Yeah. Wow, this guy told. The way he. Yeah. The way this guy reacted when Asari died, I didn't think he would have done this, but it's. He's trying to look out for Isari. Because he thinks Isari is going down the wrong path. That's why he went to Arami. Well, damn. And what do you think Arami's gonna do to Boruto? I mean, to Ikada if Boruto turns him, right? That's my thing. Alright, yep, show his sword. That's a good way to get attention. For sure. Well, I want to get even more involved. They're just gonna keep coming. Arami isn't gonna stop. Tankan. First time we got a name for her, I think. Oh, that bubble is the... Yeah, that's the Shinonome. Oh, that's what they think? Yeah, they have no... So they have no idea that his father is the one that did it to him. Well, shit. Hmm. Bringing that up. Well, I mean, all props to you, Boruto. I like what you're saying, but it's not going to be easy. If Ikada was the only one leading this war, I'd be like, okay, maybe. But I'll say it again. What about Arami? Okay, well, just not thinking about it yet. I'll talk to Ikada first and then deal with that later, I guess. At least they addressed it. Finally. Jeez, just another massive wave. Oh shit. Who did that? Is that Arami's power? Was that Ikada that did that? God damn. It's ridiculous that he has that level of power just all of a sudden. It's like, what, just because he, like, believes in his abilities now, he can suddenly do that shit? Oh god, they're still fighting. They're just tackling him. Oh geez, almost punched the both of them. Where's Kawaki? I didn't see him with... Was he there? I didn't see him with Mitsuki and Sarada and Boruto. Alright. I mean, let's be real. Maybe a ship that size is a little bit more complicated, but driving a boat typically isn't that hard. Yeah, I don't think it'll be easy, but I think Boruto will... I do think Boruto could convince Ikada. It's just the other shit that he's putting off that I'm worried about. Alright. Oh my god, they're all gonna crash! Yes, the vile hidden mist. The people just trying to build civilization while you're beating your kids and turning them into soldiers to fight a battle just because you're mad that your wife got killed while you're pirating. Like, I understand what Kajiki was saying about, like, both sides being the same, but really they're not. Maybe with the one ideal of Shinonome being good or bad, maybe with that one mentality in mind of, like, either side, maybe that is the same, you know? Whereas, yes, there's good aspects, yes, there's bad aspects, but the way I see it is the Finado are just pirate assholes that try to justify themselves as, like, being on the good side. Maybe if they had a more compelling backstory. I'd be more interested in the debate between which side is better. Oh, spooky zoom in. And the episode ends, right? Right now. Yep. Alright. That episode wasn't bad. I mean, it at least kind of addressed the idea that, you know, all the Funado might not just do that, right? So they very vaguely address the problem of, like, sure, you can convince Ikada, but what about all the rest of them? And he's just like, we'll worry about that later. And it's like, no, that's a big problem. Like, it's like, oh, we have a army coming of 10,000 people. I might be able to convince one not to fight. Great. What about the other 9,999? I mean, obviously Ikada is a leader. Maybe there will be people that go with his word over anyone else, and maybe he can convince people to back off, but not Arami. Not after he lost 2 sons and a daughter while also losing his wife. Like, there's no way he's just gonna let this go. But we'll see. Either we're gonna get some anime bullshit, or Boruto's gonna come to the realization that this plan didn't work. But other than that, I mean, the rest of the episode was fine. But alrighty, guys, that is it for episode 252. Yeah, I mean, it was really just a lot of them getting to the point of exactly what I thought was going to happen. They were going to go to Chodoro. Chodoro was going to be like, well, you know, we can't stop because they won't stop, right? Like, we can't just stop and let everything be destroyed. Like, you're Boruto's idea of we need one side to lay down their swords. The thing is it's not this side, right? Like, I believe that if the Funato lowered their swords and backed off, I think Chojuro would take that in stride and they would back off too. They wouldn't like chase them down and kill them. The problem is if the hidden myths back off and lower their swords, then it's very clearly going to be that the Funato just come in and kill them while they're not fighting back, and it's just going to be a massacre. It's not like the Funato are going to be like, oh, look, they're being nice and lowering their swords. I guess we will too. Let's all be friendly now. It's like, no, like Arami wants revenge because his wife died, right? Like, that's basically what it is. He's using, like, from what I understand, is he's using this Shinonome and the general people's, like, hesitance about it to rile them up in order to perpetrate his revenge. So, in my eyes, you know, obviously Kajiki doesn't know all of the stuff that we know about the Funato and everything, but saying that they're the same, like I said, maybe in just the aspect of whether Shinonome is good or bad, like, sure, maybe you could say they're the same, but, I mean, one is an established nation that's raising youth, helping people, and everything, and keeping the world peaceful, whereas the other one is, like, building everyone they know into soldiers, you know, like, their kids, everything, like, not really giving them a choice, even, like, pressuring them and making them feel like shit when they choose to do something else other than fight in battles and everything and be a soldier. So it's like, on top of that, they're a pirating clan, right? I'm pretty sure they said that early on. They haven't said it in a bit, but I'm pretty sure they're just criminals to begin with. So it's like, the fact that the show keeps trying to make me, like, pick a side, it's no contest that I'm siding with the Hidden Myths. Like, regardless of what the Hidden Myths do to these guys, they chose this lifestyle. We shouldn't just be, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the show's trying to make me feel. It's kind of confusing. Because, like I said, like, the backstory they showed us for the Funato makes me feel not bad for Arami or any of them one bit, right? I feel bad a little bit for Ikada because he was separated from the family, was doing his own thing, and got dragged back in because they, you know, they pulled family manipulation bullshit on him, and I get that. So I feel bad for Ikada. That's about the only one that I feel bad for on the Funata side. The rest of them can die in this war for all I care. So, but yeah. Other than that, we had the one guy that was right next to Isari when Isari was killed. He ratted on Isari and told Arami what was going on. So that guy who just wanted, I think he genuinely wanted to help Isari. I don't think he wanted Isari to be, like, killed or anything. He was hoping that Arami would stop him from doing something stupid, right? But instead, Arami just had him killed. So, yeah, that guy made big mistake. And it's also crazy. I mean, props to the show that Chojuro and Tankan had, like, made the assumption that the weapon going out of control was a attempt to assassinate Chojuro gone wrong, because in a lot of anime or even any TV show, when something like that happens, they will somehow, like, instantly guess the right thing, and they'll be like, ah, yes, his father must have killed him. And it's like, how'd you come to that conclusion? In a lot of shows, I think that to myself, where I'm like, how do they come to that conclusion when, you know, when there's not really any evidence? They just, like, that's the first thing they go to. It just feels like sloppy writing sometimes. So props to the show in this regard, where instead of having them instantly know that, ah, yes, you know, his father killed him because he tried to make peace, they were like, they thought it was this and didn't have any evidence to counter it. So That's what they went with. So I do have to say, like, I wish they did know the truth, because they used that knowledge of, like, oh, they tried to assassinate me. They're not against any, like, sly tricks or whatever. It's like, no, he was genuinely coming to make peace with you, and it is unfortunate now that they aren't gonna know that it was a genuine attempt for peace, and now they just think they're even more vile and stuff than they were before. So that is a bummer, but the misinterpretation is like a nice breath of fresh air from the cliche of just characters always knowing everything and guessing everything right. But but yeah. Um Crap. Oh yeah, never mind. That's what I just talked about. Okay, we're good. I had something written down, and I like vaguely written it down because I didn't know it was about that. I just wrote down faulty attack, and then I just read it and I was like, wait, what was I trying to say? But it was literally exactly what I was just talking about. I didn't know how to. I wanted to briefly write something down to remind myself to talk about that moment where Chodoro and then misunderstood the Isari death and everything. But I didn't want to write down, like, Chodoro thinks that it was like a full sentence. I just wanted to do something real quick, but I got it. We're good. But yeah, I mean, it feels like kind of a short discussion, but I think that overall this wasn't as annoying of an episode because they didn't introduce any more annoying concepts, right, this episode. They kind of just continued on the thing that annoyed me last episode. So this one was a bit more chill for me. It was a little bit boring because it was really just pretty much the whole episode was watching Boruto go from point A to point, like, B and then C, kind of, going to Chodoro and then leaving from there. And since I had already predicted that, talking to Chodoro to try to stop the war that way wouldn't work, so you'd have to go to Ikada, it obviously we're just continuing what I already knew was going to happen, essentially. So a little bit slower on that side of things, but overall, it was fine. As for, like, the fighting conversation between, Buntan and the others, like, I don't really know what that served. Like, they stopped fighting, but she said they still want to kill Funado, so really the reason they were fighting isn't resolved, but they stopped fighting, so... But I guess they're gonna try to go to Boruto. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it. So, thank you guys so much. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon, link in the description below. Discord's down there as well, as I mentioned before. Check all that out. There'll also be a link to my Patreon popping up on the screen. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.